Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the warehouse management system used by Business Central. So I will start with the location cards in Business Central. So I'm on the locations list. Let me open a location card. So I have multiple warehouses here, you can see. And on the location card, in order to use the warehouse function, so you see you have a warehouse tab. So in this tab, then you can enable multiple warehousing functions like receive, ship, put away, pick. And for the put away, you can use the put away worksheet, and also you can enable bin mandatory. And if you are using advanced warehousing, then you can turn on the directed put away and pick. Then your handheld device will get instruction from your Business Central system based on your setup. Like you can direct your warehouse workers to pick according to the template set up in Business Central. And also, once you turn on the directed put away and pick, then you will see the ADCS. That's the automated data capture system. So that will be enabled as well. Okay, so for this blue warehouse, you could see I don't have anything turned on. So it's not using, it's just using a blue warehouse as a regular warehouse. So you do not generate additional documents like the the warehouse receipt, and the warehouse shipment documents, the warehouse and the pick and put away documents. So you do not generate those additional documents. You are receiving from your purchase orders directly, and you are shipping from your sales orders directly. There's no additional warehouse documents generated. Okay, so I'm gonna switch to the next warehouse. So green, you can see for this green warehouse, I have multiple warehouse functions turned on. And you can see I have require receive, require shipment, require put away, and require pick. So it's not necessary for you to have. So usually you can have you can only turn on receive but not put away, and also you can only turn on the ship but not pick. So they are not necessary to be together. You do not need to have require receive and require put away together, and also you do not need to have require shipment and the require pick together. Okay, so by turning on these four functionalities, then I will have additional warehouse documents generated. I will have warehouse receipt, and I will have warehouse. I will have putaways. I will have warehouse shipment. I will have picks. And let's switch to the next one. So the next one doesn't have anything turned on, of course, and so this location, the own logistics, this is a location like it's used by in transit. So if you are using transfer orders, then you might need to set up the in transit locations. But because Business Central has the new features, then for the transfer orders, you can have direct transfer. For direct transfer, you don't need to have these in transit locations anymore. Okay, so for the red warehouse, you can see I only have require shipment turned on. So as I said previously, you do not need to have both require shipment and the require pick turned on together. You can have one of them turned on. So in this case, then you will have warehouse shipment documents generated. So you can use the warehouse shipment document. Okay. So in this case, you can use this document. You have to use this. And for the silver warehouse, then you could see I do not have anything turned on, but I only have bin mandatory. So that means for each items you receive or you ship, then you need it must to be taken. It must be put away. It must be received or picked from a bin. So let's see. And in the ribbon, if you go to your bins, then you could see the bin content. So you can see which bin, this is the bin number, the bin code, and then you can see the content of the bin. Let me see here, bin contents. Okay, so you can see the bin contents. Yeah. So okay, so let's switch to the next warehouse. For this warehouse, white warehouse, you have the directed put away and pick. So you have this turned on. As I said, once you turn this on, then use ADCS. And so then ADCS, usually you have to use the barcode scanner, the handheld, for your warehouse management system, not the paperwork, because it's called automated data capture service. And for yellow warehouse, you have all these turned on, but just not using the put away worksheet. It's just using all these functionalities: the bin and receive and put away, ship and pick and ship. Yeah, and yeah, so that's the end of all the warehouses, all the locations. So now what I'm gonna show you is like there's a solution. There's an integrated solution with Business Central. It's from InsightWorks. So you can see a system. So the warehouse management system I'm showing right now is provided by InsightWorks. And they have an extension on Business Central app stores. And it's called Warehouse InsightWorks. So you can install that app, and you have to use a external handheld, which is the barcode scanner. You can use this barcode scanner to connect to Business Central, and then you can do the purchase receiving and do the sales order shipment. So this hardware you can see here is a handheld, and it's called a Falcon. It's a device model, and then it's you can see the interface. Then you can do some queries like search some items, search the orders, and you can do the inventory count, and you can package your products and package your shipments on the fly. So that can be packaged to a license plate. So it can be a pallet or can be some other kind of packages. Then through the license plate in Business Central, then you can see the content in the license plate you packaged. And you can do production output from this handheld as well. And you can receive your purchase orders, you can ship your sales orders, and you can pick for the sales shipment, and you can put away for the purchase receiving. So let's take purchase receiving as an example. When you receive a purchase order, usually you can just when you're receiving for a purchase order, then you can tap in. Let's see. So you can see this screen. So this is for purchase receiving. So you can tap in a few digits from the purchase order number and then search. So then it will provide you a list of the purchase order. And when you find the purchase order you are looking for, then you can select that purchase order. Let's see. So when you find the purchase order you are looking for and the document number, then you can select that purchase order. And you have the column assigned to, so you can assign to a specific warehouse worker to conduct this task. And then after you select the purchase order, then you can see the items listed and the purchase order for you to receive. And from here, then you can scan. If usually at this point of time, you can scan the package on the products you received. So you may have your vendor may provide you with the lot number so what you scan is the barcode. And your barcode can be the lot number or can be the expiration date. Usually, sometimes you can scan the UPC as well. So sometimes the UPC code include the information of the product brand and item number and the lot number expiration date. It depends on the vendor. So you can scan the lot number, and then after you scan the lot number, then you can see this screen. So you are receiving this lot number from that purchase line, from the purchase order. Then you can enter the quantity that you received. So at this point of time, if when you scan, you don't have a lot number, then the lot number will be editable. You can manually enter a lot number according to the sequence in your Business Central system. So you can use the number series for the lot number to enter the lot number and increment by 1. And so that's in the scenario like your vendor does not provide the lot number, then you have to create a lot number by yourself just to track the products. And also, so for example, the expiration date, if you cannot scan, and you can also manually enter the expiration date. You can also manually enter the expiration date onto the handheld. And after you post this, and the information will be transmitted to Business Central. Okay, so so this is the process for the purchase order receiving, and you can put a lot in a quarantine location, then you can do the quality assurance test. And then if there's any additional information, you can put into my field for your comments. Okay, so this is the purchase receipt. So after you receive the products, then you do not need to unpack everything all together. So you can put what you received in a license plate. The license plate means it's a package, and then you move them all together. And also another thing I want to mention is when you receive it, so if you move it into the license plate, then you can put all the same lot number, same item into a bin to the same warehouse location, same zone, same bin. Yeah. So and another thing I want to mention for the purchase order receiving is you can scan the products whatever you find to scan. Then you can enter the quantity, because your purchase line, for example, may have 100 pieces for the item, but when you unpack the shipment package from your vendor, then you may see 10 pieces. You may scan 10 pieces at the beginning. So as you scan, then enter the quantity, then the the quantity on the receiving line will deduct what you have scanned, the quantity you scanned, then you only see the remaining quantity. Okay, so the reason to create a license plate is once you scan, then you can, as you find more items, you can put them in a license plate, then it's easier for you to track them later. And so there's also so as I explained, on the location card, you can enable require receive, and you can enable require put away. So in Business Central, then it will be a warehouse receipt created, a separate document, warehouse receipt created, and also it will be put away, and you have to register your put away. So let's take a look of the pick. So next I'm gonna take the pick as an example, because put away is similar to pick. So for the pick, then there's two ways for you to do it. If it's your company business is still running by paper, then you can get a pick ticket, and then you can scan the pick ticket number. And this scenario is you want to do it paperless, then you click on the search, and then it will list all the pick ticket you have here. And usually you have the pick ticket assigned to different warehouse workers, so they know what they have to do. So once you log into the handheld as that warehouse worker, then you only see the pick ticket that assigned to you. So after you open the pick ticket, then you can see the products, the items listed for you to pick. And then you can pick them from a specific bin. And because it has instructed you which bin you can pick the product from. For example, if you cannot locate the item from that bin, then you may want to see, then in that scenario, maybe a picture of the item may be helpful. Then there you can do is like you can do an inquiry to see, search by the item number to see what relevant bins this item is in. If like for this example, LS-75 is not in the bin W-01-0001, and you can search this item number and to see what other bins has this item. And then maybe you can find this item from a bin close by. Then some adjustment need to do to correct this bin number, because if you don't see anything in the bin on the pick ticket, then you have to do adjustment. Then also you have to communicate this information to your office worker. So you can, there's a function on the handheld, so you can say like create a note, then that note can go into your notification in Business Central. So that's the item inquiry here. So this is how you can find, if you don't see that item in that bin, then you can see what, if there's any other bins has the store this item. So then it will be something like this. You see a list of the bins and you see the quantity on each bin. And then you may be able to find this item in a bin close by. And then you want to communicate this information to your office workers. So in this scenario, a picture of the item may help, because if you check this bin, you don't see it, then you may find if you have the picture, you know how the items looks like, then you can find it in, then you may be able to find it in a bin next to it. Maybe it was being placed in the wrong bin. This worker, to make an adjustment, you put a note and say it's not in the inventory, then you can see it in your notification in Business Central. So the item not here. Okay. So then another thing I want to talk is the count. So you have the inventory count functionality on the handheld. So for the count, then there are two types of count. One is like directed, another one is non-directed. For directed count, then the system provides you a list like what items, quantities. It's kind of, you already have the information, then you just to go into the warehouse to scan the item and to see and to enter the quantity you count. Okay, for non-directed count, it's like you just scan whatever you find in the warehouse. Then you can have different teams who do the count, to do the countings together, and then you load all the count sheet to your Business Central, then consolidate them together for the item for the lot. Yeah. So this is about the two ways of the count. Then, so this is your count sheet lines after you load it to our Business Central. Now you can see the count by different count sheet and by different team. So then you can run the different report for the counted inventory differences from what you have in the system. And then you can run the general, you can generate the recount sheets. Like if there's some difference, then you need to recount. Okay, so yeah, so that's about the inventory count. And we talked about, So for the shipping, you are a warehouse worker, then can go to the warehouse shipment, then find the warehouse shipment lines, and so there will be different items. Then they can scan them and build the license plate. Like they can put them in a few different boxes, then packages, then they can build a license plate. Then when they post this warehouse shipment, then the UPS or FedEx label will be generated. Then they can put those labels on the package. So when usually when you click on post, then that happens. Then it print the shipping labels. Then you can put those labels on the package. So another way to do this, to do the shipping and to do the shipping is to if you have a shipping, you have a packaging station, and it's for small packages. Then you can scan the order number. Then you can pack the line. You can scan the items. Then you can put them in a the scanned items will be in the packed line. Then in your Business Central, then you have the functionality based on how big is the dimension of the package. You see the package details based on the dimension of the package. Then you can inquire the rate from different carriers. Then you can select the most favorable rate, and then after the rate, so it's kind of a rate shopping. After the rate is generated, then you can put the labels. You can print the labels and put the labels on the package and ship them. Okay, so then at the same time, your customer who's gonna receive this package will receive a shipment notification. So it's a tracking. It provides a tracking number. They can track their packages. So most of our customers who want to implement warehouse management system, so they're looking for a solution like their warehouse workers can take the shortest route to pick up the sales orders. So Business Central provide a functionality like by bin ranking. So you can sort your pick tickets by bin ranking, and then when you design your warehouse layout, then you can design the different bin numbers, design how you this your bin number. So then your warehouse worker, for example, they pick up the items from the lowest level, and then they go through the first round, then they pick up the items from the second level of the shelf, then the top level, because maybe the top level may need some additional equipment like a forklift for them to so may require additional equipment for them to pick the items. So that's why bin ranking in this scenario is useful, because if you put a different bin number at a different bin ranking, then when you sort your pick, then it can be sorted by the bin ranking. So then you have a way to instruct how your warehouse worker pick the products, then according to your warehouse shelf layout. So then to make them work more efficiently. Yeah. Okay, so that's everything I want to share for the InsightWorks warehouse management solution. And there are some other ISVs also provide the warehouse management solution. So I may have another session to share the solution from other ISVs for WMS as well later. Thank you for joining this session. Hope to see you guys again next time.